Okay, so today we are going to present the troubleshooting practices for Smile 80. So here is the agenda. During this training session, we are going to talk about how to access the different servers that make up a Smile 80 solution and how to find where to find the log files to try to understand what's going on in the system. We're going to cover the troubleshooting guide, which is a new document that we created for release 1.1.1. And the purpose of this document is to guide you through the steps that are required to identify a problem and try to fix it, or anyway, how to gather information and then report it to the Smile 80 team. Some troubleshooting recommendations. Then Tommaso is going to cover the STM login trace and debug and STM troubleshooting. And finally, actually, the slide part will be pretty short today, so there are not many slides. We're going to have a practical troubleshooting session where we are taking a system that is not working with different problems, and we will try to fix it. Actually, okay, I'll talk about this later, but we would like actually you to fix it. So we will have some volunteers connecting to the system, sharing the desktop, and trying to understand what is the problem, of course, with the support of the troubleshooting guide. So we will have a practical troubleshooting session. Okay, so let's start from the basics. First, it is actually necessary to do any troubleshooting to have the correct tools. First off, we need to be able to get inside the system that we want to troubleshoot. For Windows, typically it's useful to have a remote desktop or similar access like TeamViewer or anything that can connect directly to the machine. For Linux, so for all the containers and the front end, it is useful to have the SSH access, so the Linux shell. Often, depending on the problem, it is also useful to have a SQL access through the SQL Server Management Studio, for example. And finally, it is sometimes useful to have also the RabbitMQ console access. Okay, we introduced this console in the first session. It is available calling the IP address of core server 1 with port 15671. So this is the console where RabbitMQ exposes all the information regarding queues, exchanges, and so on. So today we are going to use, I think, all of these interfaces. Okay, log files. The good news is that in 1.1.1, unlike earlier versions of Smile, the log files are all in the same place. So you don't have to look around the file system to find the log files. Log files are all under CE80 group logs and the name of the service for LGV Manager, SDM, Layout Service, Smart Events, and so on. So all the services are under this folder. All the APIs in BFF are in a similar folder, CE80 group logs API name. So for example, if you are looking for the logs for the handling systems or inventory API, you just go inside the CE80 group logs and the name of the API. By the way, all the log files have a same name format, the same contents, the same content format inside, and they are all zipped and archived daily, and the retention is 30 days. So we keep 30 days of logs, and after that time they are removed. So there is a retention policy for the log files. Okay, this is something new compared to the past, where each service was configured differently. So now we have a uniform configuration of all the log settings. Okay, the reference documentation. So we are going to cover it a bit now. The reference documentation is actually a troubleshooting guide. This is a new document. The troubleshooting guide is included inside the programming guide. You just have to scroll on the left bottom corner. You will find a support section with a link to the troubleshooting guide. I provided here the link to the latest revision for 1.1.1. This link is not yet working because we are in the process of finalizing the guide and publishing it. So it will not work right away, but it will work in a few days. So you will find here the link to the documentation. Now we will have a look about the structure of the troubleshooting guide, and also I will show you the live document. Okay, a few notes. There is an index. So the home page, I would say, of the troubleshooting guide is like a table. Okay, later I will show you better. The table has a problem column where you can look for your specific problem. And then there is a column called cause that lists the possible causes of this problem. So what can have caused the problem. There is a list of high-level remedies just to understand what needs to be fixed. And finally, there is a link here where you can go to a detailed page that has more information, more steps. So this is the general structure of the guide. The idea is that when there is a problem, we want to help as much as possible to narrow down the problem inside the table. That's the main idea. Then, of course, when you're going to use it, please let us know if it works or not. So it's something that we are trying. Okay, the specific pages inside the troubleshooting guides. The troubleshooting guide have a big number of screenshots so that you can quickly understand what we are talking about inside the text. So for example, here you have layout that is not shown. You have the grid in one spot, and you have the background in another spot. So this is the kind of problem you can face. And then there are some troubleshooting steps that could help you fix the problem. Sometimes when you reach the bottom of the page, you have not fixed it because maybe it's something else that we didn't foresee. In this case, there is at least the instructions. There are the instructions to collect the proper logs and provide the logs to the Smile team. Okay. Okay, some recommendation what to do and what to avoid when you do troubleshooting. Okay, first, please try to use the available documentation as much as possible. For us, it's a fairly large effort to provide the documentation. We worked on it quite a lot in this release. So it's really helpful for us to understand if it is complete, if it is clear, not clear. So please use it as much as possible and provide feedback to us so that we can make it better. For us, documentation is the deliverable, like the code. So it's very important for us that it is used. Okay, if you contact Smile AT team, try to describe the problem as clearly as possible. Because some little changes in the description could make a big change in understanding the problem. So it's very important to have a clear understanding of what is going wrong. If you apply some steps, so you like reset the service or restart APIs, try to remember or note down what you do so that later we know what has happened on the system. Then try to pay attention to any specific conditions that could cause a problem. Sometimes there are problems that are systematic, that happens always in the same time, in the same way, so it's very easy to reproduce. Sometimes it is not. So it's important to understand which conditions trigger the problem, if possible. Okay, another thing is trying to understand if the problem stands inside the platform, so the standard code or the customization. This is another question that we should always ask when trying to troubleshoot the problems. And finally, remember to collect any log files without leaving too much time, because after some time they rotate and are deleted. So sometimes it's better to make a copy and make sure that we don't lose the relevant log files. Okay, something to avoid. Okay, if you find some steps and you're not confident that these steps will bring you in a predictable situation, like, I don't know, removing stuff inside RabbitMQ, removing files, doing something, don't do it because it's very important that you keep the system in a healthy condition. So if you are not sure of what will be the effect, don't do it. It could worsen things. It's better to maybe to work together and try to fix the problem. And of course, don't panic. There is also always a solution to problems. So we just need to find the right way. Okay. Okay, before giving the word to Tommaso, I'm going to show you quickly the troubleshooting guide. So let me share. So this is a preview because, as I told you, it's not yet published. So this is the document, the programming guide that we will find at the link that is in the slides. Here in the bottom left corner, you have the support section, and you can click on the troubleshooting guide. So this is the live document. As you see, you have a list of problems like you cannot connect with a web UI, you have errors during login, or you have problems in the display of the layout, or errors inside the web UI pages, problems related to cranes or alarms, so you don't receive notifications, and so on. So different cases. Hopefully, you should be able to spot the one that looks more similar to what you're observing. Okay, and then, for example, you have errors on the login screen. If you click here, you have a dedicated page where you have the possible problems that we found with the login screen. They are not the only problems because something could have been missed, but they are the typical ones. Also, if you find a case that is not reported in a troubleshooting guide, please let us know so that we can add it. Okay, along with the possible causes, you have here the link to troubleshoot further, or anyway the instructions to follow for each specific problem. Okay, same here. I think we will go through this during the practical session. Okay, Tommaso, you want me to share the slides for your session? You prefer to share your desktop?
No, it's okay. You can share if you don't
sure.
mind.
No, of course, it's fine for me. Okay, I leave you the presentation.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. I will have just a couple of slides related to SDM because it didn't change a lot the logging and the troubleshooting with respect to the current SDM. So the first thing I want to highlight you is what George already said, that we improved the log in terms of position inside the system, and the logs, SDM logs, were also divided in messages and SQL. Messages contains only the raw message that SDM sent and received from the handlers, and the SQL contains the basic print that already printed, and if you enable the trace, also all the trace that the system will produce. And for the SDM application, is also useful to check the common application status. A little things that I would like to remember you that sometimes lead to some problem is that we have also another stuff that is common active XDM when you restore it for example, if you take a backup and restore it in your machine, you have to remember to set enable a true for your machine. Otherwise, the system doesn't work, the application doesn't work at all. The strategy to check to investigate STM, if you have some problem with the business logic, rely on the table that we have also in current STM, so on journaling and historical table, mainly on journaling. But the important stuff that you already know is that we separate the large historical data from the local historical and journaling. So hopefully when you have to deal with some problem, when you like to restore a backup, it shouldn't be so huge like it is today, because in journaling historical local data, there are only 2 weeks. So maybe it became a little bit smaller than what is now. Then we didn't do a complete refactoring in the system, but in any procedure that we touch, we try to add to fill the last procedure name in a transport order and shipment. So any procedure that change the status or set to cancel or do some stuff on transport order should be or put away. It should be rewrite its name on the record itself. So this hopefully can be helpful.
Just set to cancel, or also some additional information like set to cancel for shipment suspension?
No,
Set to
only
cancel
the
for
procedure call.
no.
Yes, no, only but for now only the procedure that was responsible to the change of the record, without any other information.
I imagine that, for example, the set transport order to cancel will have an extra parameter for the additional notes. So
yes, we can add, but for now there is no.
Okay. Because in that case we can pass to the procedure what is the right notes.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
And then maybe you are more expert than me in debugging, but it's quite helpful to enable the flag trace enable in common application setting. Of course, as you know, is something that you have to do with I don't know, it's something that affects the system very deeply, and the system slows down. So you have to pay attention to enable it. Do not enable and forgot to set them to set back to false. And we also do some small changes on it. So if you take, for example, a pickup message and try to execute pickup on your machine in the current SDM, it automatically enable the trace flag, so the log of the print of the tables and all the stuff that are conditioned by the function is debug mode, is automatically enabled when you run your query from your SQL Server Management Studio. For your SQL Server Management Studio now is no more like this behavior is no more automatic in SQL Server Management Studio, but it's driven by this flag. If this flag is false, even if you run a pickup on SQL Server Management Studio, there are no print at all. Okay, go on, please, Giorgio.
Sorry, just a very quick question.
Yeah.
The common application status tables substitute the common procedure error of the legacy?
No, there is also common procedure error. Thank you, Luca, because I didn't mention it, but also this table is very important. There are both. Yes.
And what is the difference?
Application status is a table that is also now in STM in current NZM. We write in a text the status of the thread that you can find in the application. So if there is for example, if the edge manager render go in a timeout, you will see in the message text related to the message to the LG manager render timeout expired and so on. In common procedure error, maybe you can find information about deadlock, about stuff that can cause the timeout, for example.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Luca, because I forgot to mention the common procedure error that is very important, actually. Thank you. For troubleshooting, there are no relevant changes with respect to the legacy ADM. We don't work a lot on improving troubleshooting. So if you have some issue, more or less the idea is always the same. Try to understand where the issue happened. I'm talking about business logic, so the store procedure basically. You need to understand more or less where the problem happened. Maybe you can add some print. Then when you find what is the problem, you can print a little bit more and then coming out with a solution. If the problem is too difficult to understand with a simple print, maybe you can do a backup and restore on your PC and do some kind of debug with Visual Studio. Remember that Visual Studio is not installed on the production server. So if you want to do some debug, you have to take a backup and go through a debug by using breakpoint inside your Visual Studio. The only stuff I would like to highlight you is that it's changed the listening of the message from the listener. So each handler has its own table to listen the message. So you will find in you will find anymore the integration incoming message, integration outgoing message, but there is LGVM incoming message, LGVM outgoing message, HDSM incoming message, HDSM outgoing message, transport system the same. So if you, for example, have some experiment some kind of slowdown and you would like to see if you have some messages left in the incoming queue that hopefully should be always emptied, you have to find the incoming message in different places. Otherwise, when the messages are processed and being processed, they are all kept in the same table, historical message, because we put in the same table because we think that maybe it could be useful to have all the messages together to follow the flow. Then if you want to see only one handler, you can filter them.
But sorry, Tommaso, if I remember correctly, these messages going to in the historical message after a certain time, so they stay in the local, not historical database, and then they
historical message is the local table, and they go there immediately when they are processed. It's basically historical message in local DB. It's like the current history.integration_processed messages. If I remember well the name, tell me if I told something not wrong, not right. But we have the historical message local and the historical message remote. So now I'm talking about historical message local.
So local, the messages are divided by for handler. Is correct?
They are divided by handler in incoming and outgoing table that are the let me say the table in which the listener, the process listener, write what they read from Rabbit. Then the system processes the message, and when the message has been processed, automatically the system takes the message, denormalize it, taking out last number, resource number, and so on, and write it in historical message locally. With process date time, process start time, process end time, and all the information that we need to do some diagnostic. And in the same time, the message has been sent to the archiving process and also moved to the real historical database, to the different historical database. So we have the incoming and outgoing table divided for handler, but they should, if the system is working properly, those tables will be always emptied. And if you would like to check the story of a task, you have to query historical message in the local database by task number. I don't know if I answered to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question about it? Because troubleshooting, basically, if you have some question, but we didn't do any changes, so I don't want to annoy you with the start to try to print a table. How to do you already know how to do it? So maybe better than me because. Okay, can you go next one? So I want to try to point you some little changes about the current SDM. You will find two new not used schema in current SDM that has BFF core and layout. I don't know if already yesterday I wasn't at the training, so I don't know if Francesco and Martino told you about BFF core, but I think yes. BFF core contains all view and the stuff related to what we call Smiley 80 BFF platform project. That is a part of the standard, a part of the Smile, and shouldn't be customized by you. So those schemas shouldn't be changed by you because they are related to the layout, so to the what is shown in the 3D layout and to the and 2D dimensional layout, and what is basically used in the standard pages. So if you need to change them, please contact us, because maybe it's an issue that we have to include in the next release. So please for this part feedback as much as you can for all the part basically, but for this they should be very should be a bug if there is something there that is not working properly, basically. Then, as I told you in one of the last training, there are the strategies that you are familiar with already, because they are used more or less also in the current SDM, but in this in Smile 80 111, it is possible also to override strategy for a single container. So maybe it can give you more flexibility, and in every case, if you don't like or the standard doesn't meet with your requirements, you can create your own procedure. Then you can add a new SDM monitor process. You can go through the you can go to the table configuration handler, and you can add a process type handler with the name that you want. And of course, you have to put a procedure inside the system that do the work, and then the system automatically will call this handler in the time that you put in the polling time.
Can I make a question about that?
Yeah.
And in my experience, I had a lot of processes in the SDM project after project, and normally if we put additional code in the standard processes, the cons is that the processing time will be bigger, of course, but the pro is that the probability of deadlock or that kind of error, it is really small. On the other hand, if we do parallel processes, the processing time, of course, will be faster, but the probability of deadlock will be high. And my question is, what is the best practice in the new SDM? We are gonna do parallel or?
I think that the best practice should be not to add process as you told, because in kind of SDM we are running also with read committed, so the deadlock can
if we add record, so if we add records to that table, we are gonna get parallel processes.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so
yes, it's not an advice. It's only a possibility. So if you cannot do anything else, maybe you can add it there without changing the application. But
if I need to add something, I add to the process to the
order, for example.
To the release transport order if I have to do something with the handling tables, or I add to the shipment monitor process if I have to do something with the shipment tables. Normally, I'm doing it that way.
Yeah.
Which is not standard, but I wanted just to put on the table this thing, but
yes,
it's okay.
Maybe we can improve basically we don't have yet as you can imagine a product that disclose, and you can simply add some point in which. So these are a possibility, but yes, not. I agree with you that maybe it's more advisable. It's better to add a procedure called by the release transport order if it is concerning the transport order, because it reduces the possibility to have a deadlock. Yes, I agree.
If you had like 3-4 records in that table, you can easily stop the system. Or stop the system, or mean at least getting some strange behavior, which is really hard to understand properly what's happening.
Yeah, the idea is to add some monitor if you do something on a custom table, and you have to do something very I don't know that if you have to touch transport order or shipment, maybe it's better to to put your procedure. Of course, since the idea is also if we find we find in the system, in the standard, some bug on release transport order, we would like to be able to give you the fix. So when you try to do something, maybe try to do in a clever way, so don't write all the logic directly in the caller procedure. Like, for example, if you want to do some stuff on transport order, okay, it's transport order, but maybe you call your own procedure called, for example, so I think about evaluate how there is evaluate packet transport order. I think that has been used to to move the status of transport order from packet to allocated. And if you do something like I don't know, moving the status from allocated to can allocate in some train in some particular location, you can do it there, but call your own procedure. So if we find a bug and we want to fix, we can have we can come with a solution and fix it without we merge all the code, so working a lot to understand where is the problem.
Okay.
Do you agree? It's a
yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Also for the same kind of goal, being able to fix or improve in the future. The idea is if you need some property, some out of the standard, maybe it could be a good idea to create your own table containing all extra field. Then I know that is not a complete solution, and there are missing part because, for example, you try to add something to stock unit part. You have also to change the create stock unit procedure to add the new value. So it's of course a change on the standard, but you cannot do anything else right now. And you can change the put away condition almost everywhere in condition and in the other procedure for checking rule and sequence for in automatic way, but there are some point, for example, the get put away stock unit info, in which you have to add the new property by hand. So of course, this is not a complete solution, but if you add your customization in a dedicated schema, can be helpful to add some improvement or fix. And if you do your custom table, of course, also journaling and historical should follow this idea. You will find you will have to build your archiving archiving procedure based on the standard one, of course, but retrieving data from your custom tables and after you add the table in the archiving configuration list table. Another highlight was pointed where to highlight you is that we put all the stuff related to container and new procedure for strategy and so on in a schema called warehouse, as you already seen. If you need to add the type or to change in a very big way some procedure that is there, please give us a feedback as much as you can, because it is a part of the standard basically. So if there are some bug or something that is not working as expected, we are very interested in knowing it, so we can try to improve and to make it better. Do you have any question?
Okay, guys, we are moving to the next session. So Tommaso is going to leave. So if you have additional questions on the SDM, this is the right moment.
No.
Otherwise, we thank Tommaso and leave him. Okay, I think
okay,
that's it.
If you have any more questions, you can also write me or send me an email. Okay, of course. Bye.
Thanks, Tommaso. Bye.
Ciao, Tommy.
Ciao.
Okay. So now we are going to move to the next part. Okay, this will be not a lecture; it will be totally interactive. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We have a set of machines that is ready, but is not working. So I'm going to give you the credentials of all the accesses, but as you know, especially for the remote desktop, we can have only one session. So what we are trying to do now is we are having someone volunteer for each problem we observe, and the person who volunteers will be guided through the troubleshooting guide and will try to understand what's going wrong and try to fix it. Giuseppe is also connected. He is working on the back end to to monitor everything. So Giuseppe Petruzziello. So we are working all together to guide you through this session, and we will also try to understand to answer to your questions. So let me give you the link to the troubleshooting guide. This is a preview. It's not the official link, but anyway, you can open it. So because it's actually a preview of what you will find once that it is released. So let me give you this, and also I will give you the this information as well. Okay, for the SSH, I think you should be able to launch it through a PowerShell, and it supports multiple connections, so there is no issues. You can connect if you want. For all the other stuff, especially the remote desktop, we can have only one person at a time. Okay, so all the credentials are on the chat. And okay, let's see what happens. So we have just installed our server. To launch a web UI, it's HTTPS 172.24.50.2015. So this is the URL. And what is happening? We have installed our system. We go in, and the site can't be reached. Okay, so there is something wrong here. We are not able to open the web UI at all. Okay, so who is volunteering for the first troubleshooting? Let's try to fix this problem. Don't be shy. Okay, let's start to see the steps anyway. Okay, but I would like anyway someone to try to use the troubleshooting guide. So imagine you have just installed a project and you have this, and you need to fix it anyway. So what can you do?
Maybe check if the container on the Linux machine is running.
Okay, Mirko. Okay, let's. You are the volunteer. Okay, so so we have troubleshooting guide. So you have this is the case. Web UI not available. Okay, web UI not available. So you click right here, and as you see, you have exactly this case. The site can't be reached. Okay. So here it is suggesting check the load balancer container status.
Okay.
So you can try, I don't know if you want to share your desktop, otherwise you can do it behind the scenes. So it says open a PowerShell and it says like this, open SSH connection. It could be useful if you can share it because...
yeah, just a second.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, of course, you have to provide the actual, so that, let me see.
Let me check the chat.
Yeah, there are many things. So the username is administrator with the small letters.
Okay. SSH.
And yes, you need to put the, I don't remember how it is called in English, the @ sign.
Ah, okay.
Okay, and it's 172.24.50. 215.
And password later or
later? Yes, later. So it's standard E80. Doesn't seem to connect.
Okay, so maybe it's the issue. But wait a second. I'm not. I don't have the VPN.
Oh yes, you need the VPN, of course.
No. Okay.
Okay, here no, sorry. It asks you for the fingerprint. You have to type yes here. Only the first time. Okay, and then the password is the one that you are typing, standard E80. With the capital S and capital. Okay, you're inside the system. Okay, so the next steps says, okay, it says to execute this command and typing it to the chat.
That is the one for having.
Yeah, it's the Docker PS. So Docker PS, okay, for those who are not familiar, is a command that shows the status of all the PS. Sorry, Mirko. Okay, shows the status of all the containers. So the load balancer, the client, the API client, and so on, Minio, are all running as Dockers. So running just Docker PS will show all the containers running, and if you filter, -f means filter, with name contains load, I think load star, maybe, or load.
I have like two times
maybe it's a double. Yeah, maybe it's a double dash. I don't know if it is correct. I think it's only one dash actually. Try with one, please, because maybe the command is wrong.
This way?
Yes, I think it's right.
No, it's
okay.
Okay. Yes, as you can see, it if you do like Docker PS, it lists all the Dockers, so it's a bit less readable. Okay. So as you can see, okay, load balancer is running anyway.
Just a second. Docker PS show the container is running in that moment, in this moment. So, and you can see in the list exactly. You can see in the list with the second command Docker PS. You don't see the load balancer running. So instead, if you try to execute command Docker PS and with option A, you can see all containers. Also contain A exactly A exactly. Enter. Okay, you can see all containers, or also containers that are not running, like load balancer.
Of course, a load balancer is the first entry point of your system. If it is not running, like in this case, it means that it will not work. The web UI cannot work without a load balancer, so you need to start it. Okay, so the troubleshooting guide, I hope you have opened the troubleshooting guide. I'm talking to all the people. Says, in case the status of container isn't up, you can execute the following commands on the load balancer machine. So, okay, now we have some commands to execute still. I will copy them on the chat. The chat is modifying a bit the format. You just take the text first. So these commands will start the load balancer.
Docker compose balance. Down is correct.
I think it's to ensure that yes, you're right. I think probably it's just to be sure that it is in some way restarted. So I don't know why we put actually down and up, Giuseppe. Maybe down can be removed from.
So it's general because actually we have that the container is down, but it's possible also to have container in error and this is only to stop and restart. It's classical technique in the
so it's like a restart. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, now if you get the first command, yes, you have it running. So we can try again to go inside the browser. And now it should behave differently. Okay, let me type the IP address. Okay, great. Okay. You have fixed it because now it's reachable. It is responding. It's not working, but it is responding. So we are now in a different case. So great job, Mirko. You've done it. Okay, maybe someone else wants to go on with the next problem.
I can try, but I have no experience on web applications, so you have
it's
to
okay.
You have to be patient.
But we are here to learn, so it's fine. Thank you, Federico.
That gateway, okay. I'm looking at the list.
Yes.
Looking for something that I can apply. Layout error on the login screen, no. Layout problem, no.
Actually, let me help a bit. We are still in the first page, so still in the first one, web UI not reachable, because, okay, let me explain just a bit, because the web UI not reachable, we have grouped there everything that happens before the login screen.
Okay.
So if you are not yet at the login, look inside the first section. Okay.
Okay, nice. I'm sharing in the meantime.
Thank you.
And so this is my session.
Yes. Yes, it's exactly this case.
Some problem with the containers on web service machine, no connection between load balancer and web server machine.
Okay. So first thing, open a PowerShell on your PC. Okay, here there is an interesting thing. It says connect to each web server machine using this command. Usually, if you are in production, the web server has a different IP address from the load balancer. Usually they are different. In this case, in our setup, they are the same, but usually you have two different machines. So the machine that Mirko has connected to before was the load balancer. Now we have the same IP for the web server, but it's just a case. It's because we are in the basic configuration and the load balancer and web server are running on the same IP. If you have an HA, they will be different. So the IP is still 172.
Yeah, I was looking in the chat.
Yes, .24.50.215.
Space standard 80, right?
No, but I don't know if it accepts the password. Usually I type it. I don't know. Actually, maybe it works. Okay, here you have to type yes. Okay, and the password standard 80 with capital S and capital E. You are in. Perfect.
Okay. Then execute Docker and check if the container name is displayed up and running. Okay. Copy. So the container is my dashboard web.
Yeah, if you see at the right side, you have name as Smile 80 dashboard web.
The status is not up and
Exit.
running.
So it's exited, so it's not working.
Exactly. So I can go on with my guide in case you can execute on the web service machine. Okay, so this is the first step.
Here, Giuseppe, I think we have to modify a bit because we have put user. Actually, user is administrator.
So change user with administrator. Yes.
Because there is another way where you don't have to specify the name of the user. Simpler command, like we did before. Okay.
Then we need to restart the service.
Okay, say starting.
Yeah, so I can repeat the test.
Yeah, you can recheck. Yes. Okay.
Okay, now it's fine. And let me see if I did everything. Okay, try again to the web UI.
Yes, it says wait about 1 minute, delete the browser's cache. In this case, you don't have a cache because you never connected, so it's fine. Okay. It looks better. Okay, great. It doesn't work, but we have solved the problem.
Just a curiosity, I imagine that kind of extraction can be executed also using a graphical interface directly on the server, right?
I don't know, actually. If there is a desktop...
Anyway,
no.
there is...
No, it's not. So Actually, we use Ubuntu server that is not desktop experience like Windows. So it's necessary to use the command line.
Because Ubuntu normally now have also
Ubuntu yes, but Ubuntu server is not suggested, and typically with Ubuntu the user interface is not it's not necessary.
Just a curiosity. Thank you.
Yes.
A question. So basically, what's the dashboard web container that we started now is responsible for?
It is the web UI. It is the web UI. So what we call the web UI, that application that you open with the layout, all the pages, it is that container.
Okay. And is the one that usually it's running on two different machines in the production one?
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to check in both of them in the real production.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, same for load balancer actually. So also the other step that we did before, load balancer is also redundant. So you have two load balancers and you have to do the same on both of them.
I don't because this is the configuration. I don't remember the name, but I remember from the first day that there are two types of configuration: the production and then development.
Correct.
I don't remember.
No, it's this is it's also for production environment, but it's basic configuration and HA configuration.
We did in one server only because we are in basic configuration scenario.
Exactly. So the basic configuration, if you remember, it's used in the production environment where the HA is managed by the customer and for testing environment, internal test.
So when we develop a project, we are expecting to use the basic configuration.
Depend.
Exactly.
Depend on the project.
So he says that during the development of the project.
Yes, absolutely.
One other question. In what the reason why the container can be down or came down or in error, and if there are some place logs file or I don't know what to understand why it's stopped. I mean, more in a, let's say, when it happened in production environment, yes, we can restart it, but just to understand if it's a real problem, there is something else that it will happen again, and try to find out the issue.
Yeah, I have one case when it happened. It happened when there was a power down of the servers.
Okay.
So it was done by the IT of the customer. They rebooted the servers and there was no automatic restart of the container. I think that we added it, so now they should be started automatically. But that was one case where you restarted the machine and the Docker were not running. So there was exactly this problem. So you need to be able to check if they are running and if not, to start them. At least. I'm not aware of other cases where they crashed or had problems, but
yeah, it's difficult to have this scenario course, but maybe the most common scenario is a communication problem that the customer doesn't configure correctly the network, and maybe it's most common, but yes, to have a Docker down, I think that it's difficult to have.
Okay.
Okay, so let me share one moment, since there was a question that was very good one. So just to recap, as we saw in day one. So this is the basic configuration. Basic configuration, you have one web server that is also running the load balancer. You have one BFF and you have two core servers, which is exactly the case we are on now. And it is also a typical case where you have a project development. So because you need less machines, you just need four machines, Linux 1 and 3 Windows. This is the production. Production is two load balancers, two web servers that are different, as you see. And then you have 5 machines in the backend, two BFF and 3 core servers. So you have total 9 machines. Okay, we are not, of course, in this scenario at the moment. This is why in the troubleshooting guide, we mentioned the load balancer and the web server as different machines. So if you are in this case, they are the same. Okay, just a quick recap. Okay, so thanks to Federico, now we have brought up our client, so it's responding, but we still cannot see the login. We are still before the login because actually, okay, let me share again. Okay, so we have the web UI now responding correctly because the Docker is running, but I don't get actually the login page. So I have a API gateway, API dictionary locals bed gateway, and the login screen is still not shown. So we are still inside the same page now. Does anyone want to try to go on with the next step? I think we are exactly in this one. Let me try again. HTTP response 502 bed gateway on API dictionary locales seems very much this one. Even if we don't have unable to connect, but we have the same error. Now we will go on Windows, so who wants to try? Open IIS and so on. It's not a big deal, come on. Don't be shy because we are going to spend the entire day waiting if no one volunteers.
I'll do it if.
Great, thanks, Andrea.
You're welcome.
Okay, so if you want to share, okay, so what you need to do is to connect with the remote desktop. The remote desktop, and let me give you the IP address.
Okay. So now I'm sharing.
Perfect. And the IP address is this one, 172.24.50.2013. So we need to go on the BFF machine, on the BFF server, and the username is administrator, and the password is standard E80, the usual one, is the same for
the others. Okay.
Okay, so according to the document, it says check the status of the APIs on IIS.
So the Internet Information Service is already on.
Okay, in case you need to launch it, I think you're already familiar with it, but if you go in the Windows search on the bottom left of the corner, and you type just IIS inside the search, you will be prompted for, yes, exactly.
Okay. So I'm checking the status of API Gateway. Is the only one that stopped, and
Yes.
I do start.
Yeah, as simple as that.
And I think that Now is running fine. Okay.
Login screen. So you can try to log in.
So
Okay.
yes, but it sorry, do you hear me?
Yes.
So you can try, but it fails for security manner because you don't have the certificate on your machine. I can share you the certificate and you can install it.
Okay.
Just a second.
By the way, Giuseppe, actually this certificate is generated by our installation, right?
You're right.
So actually for
you
all
can
the development, all the projects, when they set up their own test environment, they will need this certificate.
Yeah, you can find it, but you can find it also in the machine. For example, consider the IIS machine, the BFF machine, and you can check the folder C. In the folder C and C, okay, C Smiley. You can Smiley. This is the installation package. I don't know if you remember, and you can see there in the folder resources, cert, and root CA.
Okay.
You can you have to install it. So the first one that the CRT is not necessary to install the PFX. Okay. So put in your machine and from are you using Chrome?
Edge.
Okay, Edge. So you can install. So close Edge and install the certificate. So close. Okay.
I have to find it because I lost everything open.
I don't see.
Here we are. Okay.
Okay, and open the certificate manager.
I think that also this one.
Yeah, yes, for this. Okay, exactly. And okay, next, and choose the second option. Okay, and select the
I think that one.
Yes, the second one. Okay. Yes.
Root authority. Yes.
Okay, and install it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, it's just some seconds and.
Okay. The good thing is that you're ready to start for the development of a project now. You've already done it.
Yeah, I think also.
No, this is not the right one. Which was the
yes, 50 to 50.
This one.
Okay.
So now you can see it's the site for your machine is secure, and you can try to log in.
Okay, right, and password, right?
Yes, it's the usual one, but with the exclamation mark. So it's standard E80 exclamation mark.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
Great job.
Thanks. Okay.
Sorry, but it's not correct address.
Yes, why?
It's yeah. It's I think that it's the environment that you use in previous exercise.
It's the one of yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's yes, 24, 50, and 215. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, 15. So are you using HTTPS or HTTP? I think that yeah, of course. We try. I think that should be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, failure,
Okay.
failure.
Good.
Lot of failure.
Okay, so now we are facing another typical problem. You see that the layout is completely broken. So there is in the center you have the small grid, and on the side you have actually all the locations. So it's not showing up correctly. This is a problem that I think many of you have already seen. It is quite frequent. So I don't know if Andrea wants to go on, or we can look for another volunteer to try to fix this. And the other volunteer has to install the certificate anyway, otherwise you will not be able to proceed. But it's something that anyway you have to do sooner or later. So anyone is volunteering to go on?
Can you share the certificate file so I will try to install?
I think we can, yes. Let me share on the chat because it's something that anyway you have to do sooner or later. So it's better to do it now that we are together and we can help in case of problems. So let me take it from another machine. I will share it on the chat. Okay, so I have to go under C. It's my 80 resources charts. CA and system one. Okay, let me send to the chat. I think I cannot send any files. Try drag and drop maybe. No, it doesn't allow me to share files. Let's see if I can send it through email. Yeah. Looks like I have to send it via email. I don't know if it will arrive. Let's see. Guys, I cannot send it through the chat because it doesn't support.
I
Okay.
think I did it.
Okay, thank you.
I was trying
Andrea.
because I didn't see the paperclip beside the chat, so
Okay, perfect.
I tried another way.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay,
So, Andrea, do you want to continue?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that with the name of the error, that GV manager is not working. So
maybe, but
I have to follow the guide, or
yeah.
Okay.
I think that it's better to follow the guide.
So no. Layout problems, communication problems between servers, BFF not properly running. So ensure that all BFF machines are up.
Just so there are two problems. One is this, okay, and another is the error that you can see on the screen. So which problem do you want to resolve? So these or the errors, or both? I don't know.
I thought that they were the same thing. Oh, for me, I can do the grid one.
Okay.
Okay, so BFF communicates with the layout service. Installed on a core machine for triggering the layout mode. If access to the layout page, layout is missing and no error occurs. First, check that the layout service is properly installed and running. Connect to the core server where failover cluster is installed using remote desktop. So, the layout service is on this one. So I connect with remote desktop. Here. Administrator.
Right.
Standard 80. Yes. And here is smart. It has no connection. And I think that it should go on the failover cluster.
So we don't. So yes, I think that the guide is not correct. So is targeted for the HA configuration, but we don't have cluster in this configuration.
Okay.
But you can consider the service.
The services.
Okay. So.
And the layout service, smart event, smart service running.
Yes, the services are all either they start with electric 80 or with Smile 80.
Okay.
So you have to look for either electric or Smile.
Smile. There is. Okay. No.
Go down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not very visible because there are tons of services. Yes, that was the problem. By the way, okay, later I will show you what happens on the failover cluster manager to do the same thing. Because if you are in a basic configuration, you don't have the failover cluster manager, and you have to work in the services application to start and stop the services. If you are in HA, you have a failover cluster and you have to use the roles. So it's a bit different. The effect is the same because you start and stop applications, but the way is not the same one.
A question. Maybe I missed something in the previous module. I don't know, but what that layout service is for? I mean, it's not the one that are the BFF under ESS.
There are actually two entities that are named in a very similar way. So you have a layout API inside BFF. You do have that. But you also have a layout service application in the core server. And actually, both of them provide services related to the layout, so either the background image or the position of LGVs, all this kind of stuff. But they are both necessary. So you need to have the layout service. You just have to have it running. So the important thing is that it is running. You don't need anything else. And the layout API also needs to be running. Maybe sometimes you need to restart it if you don't see the changes, for example, on the background. But bottom line, you have two different things. One is an application that is running as a Windows service or role, and the other one is the BFF API that is called layout also.
Okay, but so it's something that it must be installed in the core servers, and probably there is no source file, but there are like configuration file that we have to.
No, just Mirko. It's a layout service. It's necessary to have two core servers because it's communicate with Smart and use the shared memory of Smart to achieve the layout. No, the layout and send it to BFF and then to Web UI. The layout API.
Yeah. Sorry. It's basically it bypass LGV. I mean, in the legacy, this stuff was performed by LGV Manager.
Exactly.
And now is the layout service that take care of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's now we have these services, this service that for this scope.
And it was maybe part of a previous. Maybe it was part of a previous module that I missed. Maybe probably.
It's the first in the first module. George also spoke about this component, and but it's no problem.
Okay.
So the layout API it's not for the same scope, but it's for example to show the handling unit on layout and if I remember well, George, for this scope, if I remember, Giorgio,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can check on Swagger what are they actually. I will steal for a moment the screen. So this is the architecture. You can find, by the way, you can find it still under the troubleshooting guide. You have the Smile AT architecture if you don't remember some details. So you can see the deploy architecture, but also the software architecture. So the layout API is this one. So it's inside the BFF platform, and the layout service is this one.
Sorry, Giorgio, but we don't see.
Thank you. Sorry, let me try again. Better?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. So I was saying under the troubleshooting guide here, you have the Smile AT architecture. So if you open it and scroll down, you find the diagram. So the layout API is this one inside the BFF platform, and the layout service is this one, which is inside the core server. So it's connected to handling systems and to Smart using the memory mapped file.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to know the services exposed by the layout API, okay, we should know the port. I don't remember it right now, but if we go on IIS, layout is on 8103.
I see.
So
Yes.
you can look on Swagger. So if I go on HTTPS and the IP address of the BFF, that is 24213. I have already forgotten the port. 8103 /Swagger. And okay, it returns yes, all this information. So active location
and but also for the LGV moving also, and it's
yes, this is the LGV
so
position.
LGV active location and also handling unit and all update that you can see on layout is passed through the layout API.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Andrea, you want to take back the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Okay. So I re-entered inside the GUI, but we still see the grid.
Okay, and the guide?
And the guide continues. So if roles and resources are running online respectively, access to BFF machine, check the handling system service configuration.
Okay.
And BFF machine is this one. Handling system,
this one? You can.
Yeah. Okay. Connect services, right?
No, you have to go in the Explorer folder.
And, Explorer. Okay.
So yeah, you also, it's very simple to click right click on the API and yeah, right, okay,
yes,
exactly. And you can see check the app settings. This one upsetting.
Okay.
Exactly, and you can check that if the EP address is correct. So in this case, I think so.
Okay.
No. Yes. By the way, since we talked about installation on the first day, we saw the properties file, the properties JSON, where you list all the IP addresses of the system. The IP addresses are pushed to all these configuration files. So the installation takes care of the updating all these files.
Exactly.
So unless there is an error inside the properties and you find the errors inside the configuration files, you should always have the correct ones. In theory.
So yeah, exactly. Go down. You can see the part related to the layout service. This one, and the address is correct. I think that it's okay. So you can close it and restart the API as suggested. Okay. Okay. Now you have the layout, but the problem still happen. So the error. But you resolved one problem. Okay.
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 I don't know if any continue or.
Depends if someone else want to go on. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's very, very good practice, I think, because you will have these problems when you work on the project. So I think everyone else is too shy. Okay, Andrea, you can go on if you want.
Okay. So the errors
Exactly.
on web UI pages, I think.
Great. So it's important also to navigate properly in the guide. So like Andrea done. So and so go on, go away.
Ok, ensure the BFF machine app. So, ok, quindi guide. Troubleshooting internal server error on specific BFF API.
Yes, actually, this is our case. I think we had an internal server error on LGV system, if I don't remember. Okay, I remember well.
So, BFF server using the server was running.
Yeah.
This one. Okay. So this is not the case. If the server is not running, okay, not the case. Check the IP group is started. My problem is about the GV system, but here I see that it started,
right?
The group is running. Okay. Check if the API group startup has failed.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the API group is shown as started, it may have failed at the start.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to execute this. To execute, click on the link number, browse website, and check the contents of the page that is launched.
Mm-hmm.
So a GV system and this one, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, 530 ASP.NET Core app failed to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is very interesting, I think, because if you look at IIS, it seems to be working. So you don't see it stopped, you see it running. But actually, it's not running.
So zip and copy logs from the folder below and contact the... So I need to ask you why.
Okay,
So,
in this case, since we are already connected, you can look at the event viewer, like Windows event viewer.
Yeah.
Maybe we could add this step, by the way, to the
still here in the BFS
yeah,
server,
I think,
or
in
Windows.
BFS. Yes, on that machine. Yes.
Yeah, we can add this troubleshooting also step.
Application.
Okay, try to order by level, for example, and you can try check if you have an error. So I think that yeah, and consider for this go down, and consider typically error is .NET runtime. .NET runtime
Like
for
this one.
like this one, it's typical, and you can see the problem. I think that something wrong with upsetting .json in the file in the folder. So
okay,
something wrong with.
So I can go here, explore, app settings,
right,
and it misses a bracket here.
Bravo.
Great.
Bravissimo. Okay, save it and restart.
In this case, since you modify the configuration, you have to stop start, and then you can do again browse to check if it has started up. So if you are no longer seeing the startup error. Okay, I think this one.
You can retry your web page. You can retry if the problem is still. No, not here. Okay. Yeah. So it's okay. It seems so. It means that the API is working. You can check also with the Swagger page. So for example, and exactly Swagger. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, started now.
Okay.
So
wait a second, that I have here the. Okay, it's gone. So
you can exactly
refresh the page.
Refresh the page. So it's a different problem. You can see in the, for example, in the in DevTools, if you click on F12 key, for example, to compare it, I don't know if you exactly, and you can see in the network tab. And try to refresh page. Try to refresh page.
Okay.
Okay.
Eccola.
Try to find the error.
This one.
This one. Okay, great. So you have problems again with LGV system, but you can see also that LGV are not shown on the layout.
Mm-hmm.
Try to troubleshoot the problem and check the guide.
Back here. I think that should be layout.
Yeah.
Error.
Yeah. And I think that yes, layout problem. It could be. You can find solution. Okay. It's no problem. So if you go exactly. So you don't see LGV and active station and recharging station missing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he asks there is probably a problem with the LGV manager service. Status of LGV manager could be on the current machines, etc. So I have to go.
Exactly. It's the same with layout service. So you try to check the status of LGV.
And that is not running, so I'll boot it up.
Exactly. Okay.
So now it's boot. And I think that this could. Well, I have refreshed the page, but it should communicate directly, right? If likely the LGV pop up, because LGV manager can crash down and there is there.
So now you have you can see what's, I think so it's work properly now. You can see the LGV and also the static location and the battery recharge and also
they're even moving. So
also LGV move that it's okay. It's a good signal. Okay.
Great. I think that was the last problem. So the LGV manager, unless we want to spend a word maybe about, okay. So I think that now the setup is up and running. There are no more problems. Let me just show you a couple of things more. So we were talking about the backend services. So if you have a basic configuration, also the installation guide mentions this. The SDM and reporting services are running on core server 1. So if you have a basic configuration on server 1, you will have automatic reporting and reporting as services, and the SDM also as a service here. Okay. On core server 2, you will have everything else. So you will have LGV manager, HDSM if present, if it is installed, and smart events and smart service, and the layout service as well. Okay, if you have an HA configuration instead, so let me open this one. In this case, the thing is a bit different because you have the failover cluster manager. So the failover cluster manager will have all the roles with all the services. In this case, you don't have to bother very much about where they are because they're running on the cluster. So you have all the databases, which are the availability groups, and then you have the services for HDSM, LGPO Manager, reporting, SDM, and Smart running as roles. So in this case, if you want to see if they are actually running, you have to go on the failover cluster manager and start them. Of course, since they are protected, it's less likely that a service is not running because it is also protected. So maybe it will be on the primary or secondary, but it should be running. Of course, if you have a basic configuration, you have one instance of the service, so it could be not running. Okay, so I think that the troubleshooting part is done except for Rabbit. So
exactly.
Okay, so what are you going to do, Giuseppe, for this one?
Yeah, we can try also on staging environment if you want.
Yes.
Or, okay, just a second. Okay. So we have a release on this. Do we have a release here or not, Giorgio?
We should.
Okay, exactly. Okay.
I go on the web UI, right? 2015.
Yeah. Okay, great.
And should I log in also?
Okay.
Let me also log in here. Is there a RabbitMQ console?
Okay, you can. Exactly.
Okay, yeah, shut down.
Yes.
Okay. So just a sec. Okay, so Giuseppe, what do they need to do?
Yes, so just to show you some problems that you can you can see with Rabbit. Typically with HA configuration, you can see that one node is not work properly, for example, or some problem with communication. I don't know if you remember this page. This is a RabbitMQ management and monitoring page, and for example, in this page, you can see that one node is not running. For example, so it's not running. Could mean different things. For example, it's not running, another possibility that the node doesn't communicate. So we can check. Typically, it's necessary to check on the machine the status of Rabbit. So Giorgio, if you want connect to the machine.
Okay, so to 2011, this one.
Yeah, this one.
No, sorry. I don't know no, it's not this one. Sorry, you have to connect.
This one.
Okay.
So exactly. You can see the status of service, for example. So try to close this window and okay, the status of service. Yeah, exactly. And Rabbit, thank you. This one. So the service is running, but something wrong, maybe with the application of Rabbit. So you have two possibilities. One is to open the console. So try to Rabbit from here. Rabbit, digit Rabbit on the exactly. And then you can use the command rabbit enqueue.ctl status. Okay. Okay. So this is simple because the problem in this case is that the node is not started. So you can use the command that you can see on the screen. So exactly to run it. Start exactly. Okay, just a second. And then you can recheck with the status. So Rabbit exactly here. So this means that the node is started properly, and you can see at the end. It's important at the end of these messages. So the fact that the interfaces that are running, for example, the interface for cluster and interface for RabbitMQ Manager, and also the MQP and the SSL endpoint. So if you try to access this point to manager to the exactly, you can see exactly that the all works properly. There is also a folder for logs, app data.
So it's under the user directory, so users administrator in this case. This is a hidden folder, by the way. So if you don't see hidden files, you have to enable them.
Yeah, you can use the variable app data, and it's okay.
Okay.
There is the folder log, and with for example something related to the logs that you can check. For example, a Rabbit, this one. So it's typical. And exactly, you can check if something wrong in the log.
Okay, by the way, we didn't mention one thing. When you type the address on the management console, like HTTPS and the core server, you can connect to any core server that is running a cluster. So here we have 3 nodes that are 211, 212, and 213, these 3 machines. You can open a console to each of them. So if one is not running, maybe the other 2 are responding. So you can, for example, you can connect also to 213. Probably we don't have installed the plugin here because it doesn't respond. For example, 211, they all see all the nodes. If I connect to 211, it sees 11, 12, and 13. If you connect to 212, sees the same node because it's the same cluster. So you have the same cluster here, as you can see. Actually, the name is different. I don't know why.
Which one?
The name of the cluster. I expect it to be the same. But it's the name of the machine.
Yes, so I think that you try to refresh this page. I think that maybe.
Okay. No. Okay. We'll try to understand why.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, the machines are the same. As you can see, the nodes are the same both the screens.
Another, I think, just to another thing is related to the diagnostic API that we can see
okay.
from API Gateway.
Okay.
From API Gateway.
So let me connect to this one, for example. Here, Giuseppe, you mean?
Yeah, if you try to open the diagnostic, but not exactly the diagnostic API from Swagger.
Okay. Okay, better do it from probably from here then.
Yeah.
$49, 213. I don't remember the port. Diagnostic 8301.
It's not the so API Gateway. So the API Gateway diagnostic, not diagnostic API, diagnostic endpoint of API Gateway.
Okay.
The 8001, and diagnostic. Okay. No, it's Swagger. Please use Swagger, and then.
So it's Swagger Diagnostic.
No, Swagger, and then okay. Swagger.
Okay.
Then we can call the API diagnostic. Okay. No, okay, it's not necessary to authenticate for this one. And try. Okay, you can see the status of all API. Okay, and it's possible to check also the status of single API using the path health check. For example, consider one API, l'eligible system, for example, or dictionary. It's the same.
Okay, so to type here, you mean?
No, it's necessary to set also the port and the port eligible system, for example, dictionary. I don't remember the port.
Eligible system is 8113.
Yeah, browse. Okay, directly and okay. Okay, and then write health check
instead of index.
Instead of Swagger also.
Okay.
Okay, try. Okay, you can see the status of the API. The API actually is healthy, and there are also some key that are checked during the related to the status. For example, mass transit bus that it's related to RabbitMQ. So if something wrong with RabbitMQ, for example, no connection is possible from the machine BFF to RabbitMQ BFF, you can see an error on this part, for example. Other key are related to the databases. For example, it's related to Smile client databases and the Smile LGVS, CS database that you can see in the configuration file, connection string file.
Okay.
The same, if you have some problem with database, for example, connection to database, you can see also on this with this API, with this endpoint, that some problem are present.
Great. Okay, I think we are at the end of actually our topics, right, Giuseppe? I don't think we have anything else.
No.
But I would like to hear from you if you have other questions, other things that you want to ask while we are together, because think we have presented all the topics that we wanted to share with you today. So we are ahead of time 2 hours about. So if you have anything else we want to cover, you want to ask, we are available, of course, to reply. Otherwise, we can give you 2 hours back. Okay, no questions. I think then we can maybe stop the recording. All right, so guys, I would like to thank you for following this module. There is actually no check, no final test for this session because it was a more interactive one. So there will be no test. There will be just a survey to understand if it was effective and if you have some feedback, some suggestion for future sessions. Of course, I would like to thank you, all of you, and especially the guys who wanted to try troubleshooting live. So thanks a lot for that. Okay, I think we will work together when you start the project on Smile. So we'll anyway hear again from you. Okay. Okay, thanks, and have a good afternoon or morning or whatever, depending.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao, grazie.
Thanks.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, grazie.
Thank you, guys. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.